Have you ever noticed that the more deeply you think, the more alone you sometimes feel? It's as if the act of seeing the world with clarity creates a distance between you and everyone else. History reminds us that this isn't unusual. From Socrates to Hypatia, from Giordano Bruno to Nikola Tesla, those who dared to ask difficult questions often found themselves rejected, ridiculed, or even punished. Not because they were wrong, but because their vision revealed what others preferred not to see. Why does this happen? Why do societies resist the presence of deep thinkers? The answer lies in the way our minds are wired. When we encounter someone physically stronger than us, we might admire them. When we meet someone with wealth, we may feel envy, but not threatened. Yet when we face someone who sees the world more deeply, the reaction changes. Their very existence becomes unsettling, not because of what they say, but because they reflect back our own blind spots. Psychologists sometimes describe this as a mirror effect. Unlike strength or beauty, intelligence touches the core of identity. We define ourselves by what we believe, by how we understand the world. And when those beliefs are challenged, it doesn't just feel like disagreement, it feels like an attack on the self. That's why many prefer to avoid deep thinkers rather than engage with them. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever tried to raise a profound idea in casual conversation, only to be met with silence, blank stares, or a quick change of subject? It isn't always that people don't care. It's that your words threatened the fragile comfort of certainty. Studies even show that in social situations, confidence often outranks intelligence. People are drawn to certainty, even if it's shallow, rather than to nuanced complexity. This is why charismatic voices can dominate the crowd, while thoughtful ones remain unheard. And yet, paradoxically, the more someone seeks truth, the more they risk drifting away from the majority. Modern science confirms this. Neuroscience shows that when people feel intellectually outmatched, the brain's fear center, the amygdala, activates. Deep ideas don't just puzzle us, they can trigger the same primal alarm bells as danger itself. Why? Because throughout human history, survival depended less on abstract thinking and more on belonging. Our ancestors thrived in groups where harmony was safety. Being cast out meant vulnerability. So our minds evolved to prioritize acceptance over truth. When someone disrupts that balance by asking difficult questions, they risk being treated as a threat rather than a friend. A Stanford study found something fascinating. When people engage one-on-one with a deep thinker, they often feel inspired. But in groups, the same deep thinker may be rejected. The reason is social comparison. In groups, intelligence can threaten status, and people instinctively defend their place in the hierarchy. This is why many philosophers and visionaries describe solitude as their natural home, not because they dislike people, but because society often closes its doors to them. Psychologists also point to biases that fuel this resistance. The Dunning-Kruger effect, where those with less knowledge often overestimate themselves, making them dismissive of deeper insight. The status quo bias, where the human mind clings to familiar ideas even when better truths are presented. And the backfire effect, where confronting evidence against one's beliefs only strengthens them. In today's world, social media magnifies these tendencies. Algorithms reward speed, simplicity, and emotional charge. A quick slogan spreads faster than a carefully reasoned argument. And so the voices asking us to feel outrage or comfort drown out the voices asking us to think. But what does this mean for the thinker, the one who cannot help but search for truth? The German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once suggested that intelligence can be more of a burden than a gift. In his view, ordinary life runs on the will to live, the pursuit of comfort, pleasure, and security. But thinkers often awaken to a different drive, the will to truth. This desire pushes them to seek understanding, even when it leads to discomfort or isolation. The result is often a sense of disconnection, where many find meaning in small talk, entertainment, or ambition. Deep thinkers see through the illusion, longing instead for depth and honesty. The more one understands, the harder it becomes to participate in the easy games of society. And yet, Schopenhauer also offered advice to embrace solitude as a privilege rather than a punishment, to seek out the writings, ideas, and company of like-minded souls across time and space, and to speak carefully, recognizing that not every truth is welcomed everywhere. The lesson for us today is clear. Intelligence may create distance, but it also opens the door to a richer, more authentic way of living. Deep thinkers may walk a lonelier path, but they also illuminate the hidden corners of human existence. So the question remains, would you rather live in the comfort of illusion or in the clarity of truth, even if it sets you apart?